Hey guys, in today's final video in this series I wanted to talk to you about ripples in the water. So today I was thinking about this because as I was editing one of the videos, the image that comes up when you start watching these videos is of a beautiful, peaceful body of water with reflections in it, right? And we all know, we've all experienced that as we've walked past a lake or something and seen the beautiful reflections in still water. And I was just reminded of a metaphor that is so helpful to me, which is that in that stillness of water, it's like we drop one tiny little stone and the ripples go out from that stone, and they go out, and then because of the laws of nature, I guess, they disappear. They become smaller and smaller and smaller, and they just disappear. And within a few seconds, the water is back to calm and peaceful again. And it strikes me that that's our default nature. That is our innate well-being. That's our starting point. And into that experience comes these drops of, I don't know, anxiety or fear or self-doubt or stress or worry, and they drop into the lake, and left to its own devices, they have a ripple effect. They move through our body in the form of physical experience, and then they go. We don't quite understand how, but they do, always, every time. And there's something so peaceful about contemplating that fact, that there's nothing the stone needs to do, there's nothing the lake needs to do. It's all been taken care of. That there's a ripple, it disrupts the surface, and then it disappears. Now, we know that, right? It's like we innately know that. We don't panic that the lake seems to be having some kind of fit, right? When there's waves happening in it. We don't jump in and try and smooth over the waves with our hands, right? You know what happens if we try and do that? It just creates more ripples, more waves, and they just hang around for longer. It's harder for the system of nature to get in and just calm the lake again, because we're so busy trying to pat the waves down. We see the ludicrous nature. Like, we know that it makes no sense to do that. Like, we don't even have to be taught that. We just know it, that it makes no sense to try and pat down the ripples. So we don't even try. It's just not part of our repertoire of behaviours. It doesn't make sense to us. Now, here's the thing about this understanding, is like the minute that we see that thought occurs, it's like it's not even that someone is throwing a pebble into the pond. It's like a drop of rain happens from the sky. Right? A drop of rain happens. We don't know why. It's just the time of whatever. It's just time for rain, right? So a drop of rain occurs and the ripple happens. Now, in our experience, the minute we see that a feeling comes in that we don't like, we weren't expecting, it creates a ripple. The minute we see that patting down the waves, like patting down the surface, is going to be, not only is it not helpful, it's just not, it's going to create more problems. We don't have to remind ourselves, it's just a thought, it's just a drop of rain, it'll be gone in a minute, this too will pass, I just need to ride it out, I just need to accept the rain, right? We don't need to have any strategies in place. It's not that we need to undo our current strategies. It just doesn't make sense to us to get in there and start patting the surface of the water. And that's how change happens as a result of this conversation. It happens because we insightfully see something that's truer. So we know, when we're tiny children, we might try and hold the waves back in the sea with our hands to stop them getting our sandcastle, right? But when we see it's not helpful, by the time I'm 12, it doesn't occur to me to keep trying to do that, because why would you? And so this is how change happens, is we insightfully see the way the world actually works. Not reminding ourselves how we've been told it works by these three principles people over and over and over and over and over and over again. And if that is helpful to you, have at it. Like, I'm not up for taking away anybody's crutches. But when we insightfully see the truth, we insightfully know that it's just a raindrop. It's actually made of the same thing that we are. It has no intrinsic harm. It will create some ripples that will then dissipate all on their own. If we know that that's our true nature, that's the way we operate as well, because we are part of nature, then we just allow raindrops. And we allow the ripples that come from raindrops, and we allow nature to smooth those ripples. And it will rain for as long as it does, and there'll be ripples for as long as they are. We don't get to decide how far they travel. We don't get to decide how big the waves are. None of that is on us. And so one of my mentors, Dickin Battinger, he often talks about, like, go deeper. Underneath the water, right at the bottom of the lake, there are no waves. I talk about this right in the first chapter of my book, actually. Like, we dive down deeper and the waves are still happening on the surface, but we're no longer in battle with them. We're no longer trying to fix them. We no longer care about them. They're just not relevant. It's not that we have to suck it up. You're just going to have a shitty experience because there's waves. It's like, no, waves schmaves when you're on the bottom of the lake. And the minute we allow rain to happen, our lives just get more peaceful. The minute we see that the system is already designed beautifully for rain to occur when it does, the ripples to happen when they do, and then dissipate all on their own. Again, nature, as this amazing teacher, keeps showing us how the system behind life already works. It's already doing it. You don't have to get the principles and then you will function perfectly. It's like the trees don't have to understand nature in order to thrive. But for us being in this conversation, as we do understand and we get to see insightfully, oh, that's the way it's always worked. It's always just been raindrops. There's always just been ripples. And they've always gone away on their own. And we see the truth of that. It does something for us. We become more graceful with our experience. It doesn't stop it raining. Nothing's ever going to stop it raining. But it changes our experience to rain, our relationship to it, such that life becomes more graceful. Again, another example of nature being just the most amazing teacher. I think I could probably run this course for 12 months just looking at nature and how it is there teaching us the principles. You can read Sid Banks' books, you can listen to podcasts, or you can walk in nature, and all of these things are there to facilitate insight within you, so that you get to see the truth more deeply for yourself. I really hope you've enjoyed this course. I've really enjoyed sharing in this way with you. And this has felt like one of my most settled courses, actually, that I've delivered. It's just in the exploration of this, it quiets me. You get to appreciate those simple things in life that are just sitting there waiting, always have been, waiting to be noticed and appreciated. And that's a metaphor for me for life. It's like how beautiful life is. It's just sitting there waiting to be appreciated, right under our noses. And we're so caught up in thinking, what ifing, trying to figure out how to have life be different. What am I going to do next? That we miss the beautiful cup of coffee sitting right in front of us. Anyway, that conversation I could continue for 12 months. But I've really enjoyed doing this course, and I really hope you've enjoyed following along with me. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care.